First impressions. The Maybeehive 10 frame beehive kit. I'm going to be comparing it to a bunch of boxes that I made. I got a manual. All right, for the first piece, we have a bottom board. So first impressions are the bottom board is not the same as mine. I kind of like mine together. Um, I like it to be able to handle a little roughness and not fall apart. So I've built mine instead of 3/4 inch. I built mine almost 1.25 inches wide. That way, when it sits on the rails, she don't sag in the middle and bend in the middle and break like that. Now, this does have a wax coating. From the internet, it says it's made in China with beeswax. Now, the shavings seem to be white. So for beeswax, this almost looks like paraffin. So I'm not sure if it's beeswax. They have a couple staples, looks like 4 on the side here. I don't really see any indication of glue. It looks like it's just nailed together with the staples. And it looks like the wax was done after the staples were done. Yeah. Now the staples do pull through. That kind of happens with mine without the glue. They pull right through the box and the wood. Um, they have some type of pine uh, beetle infestation in their lumber. The same thing that I have. The bottom board looks to be individual pieces glued together. Smells somewhat like pine. For example, here is a seam here. There's a seam here, so it's like 3 pieces. It's kind of strong. I don't know. It's not screened. I like the screen. It keeps the bees happier. All the debris falls to the bottom. The next part we have is we have some upper frame rails. When I make mine, I don't really go for the fancy rounded edges. I just square them off. The dimensions look to be just a tad bit shorter than mine, just a hair. Now then, the rail is, I'm going to say, maybe 3/16 shorter, and it is definitely narrower than mine. So, all right, so we got those. Now we got the ends. Let's see what their ends look like. Looks like their spacing is pretty much the same as mine. See, the glue doesn't quite hold mine together either. Come apart. But here's one of mine. Here's the staple. Let's just get that out of the way so we can get an idea what the size is. So this is their rail. This is mine, and it looks like their size are kind of snug fit, just like I like it. And it looks like they're the exact same as mine in the width. Let's see what the bottoms look like. Looks like their bottom is just a little bit narrower than mine. So this won't fit in there. So maybe I got to use their bottoms. Now it comes with some nails. I guess if you don't have a staple gun, that would work. It comes with some waxed foundation. It is sticky, and I don't know if you can see this, but This is more like the beeswax. It's yellow. But there's not a whole lot in the cells. It smells kind of funny. All right, so this is foundation that I get from another company, and this is theirs. Let's see what the size difference is. All right, so theirs is just a tad smaller on the width, just a hair, and the height is pretty much the same. And let's see what the holes are. One, two, three. Looks like they're just a little bit bigger in spacing than mine. So then this is the hive box, the 10 frame deep. This is the ones I like to use. They've got a fancy dovetail. It looks almost like a drawer that you would have in your dresser. Very, very nice and clean cuts. They look pretty much right on. It seems kind of tight and together. It's got the handle very similar to mine. Let's see here. Yeah, this is what, about 3 fingers wide, and mine's 4 maybe. Theirs is a little bit deeper. My finger goes in there. Yeah, it's about 3/8 maybe deeper. I have more at the bottom taken away. Their box looks a little bit taller than mine. Their box is about 3/8 inch higher than mine. And as far as the side view, looks like to be about the same. And this way, about the same. And the dimensions of the lumber, yep, 3/4 inch. It's the same. Now their top rail right here, this is deeper. All right, so there's, if you take the thing and flip it upside down, so the bevel is at the bottom, sits flush. If you do that to mine, it's going to stick out just a hair. In fact, no, that fits in there. It's just, it sticks out just a hair. Sticks out. I want to say 3/16 higher. So they've got a deeper top groove. So what happens if I put my frames in here? We've got like 3/8. Well, that side's busted. Can't go by that because that's been busted out. Let's see. This side has not been busted out. 3/8. Yeah, you got 3/16 maybe depth there difference. And then on the bottom is like a 3/8 inch gap. Whereas mine is maybe a 1/4 inch gap at the bottom and flush at the top. All right, so what else we got going in here? Let's keep them separate. All right, so we got another box. What's in here? Oh, no, we don't want to open that yet. Let's try this box. All right, so we got the bottom rails, got the bottoms, and theirs are fatter than mine. Look at that. They're fatter, but their tongue, wow, that's almost the same. Oh, that's on theirs. Well, what does it do with mine? Yeah, see, their tongue is a little bit smaller than mine. How about the length? All right, theirs is just maybe an 1/8 inch shorter than mine. This guide looks to be the same. Where's one of these? Where's one of these things? That feels the same. This is mine. Mine feels a little tighter. Theirs is going down to the bottom of the hole there. Let's see, where's mine go? Mine goes past it. So I got a deeper slot. Mine only almost goes half the hole. How about the top one? All right, so the top one, mine goes right up to the top of the hole there. Let's see what theirs does. It's a little bit shallower on the top than mine. All right. Oh, and then what we have an inner cover. All right, so what does my inner cover look like? Looks like my inner cover is the same width or length, same width. Mine is just a hair higher. Looks like my top hole is just a hair bigger, just a tad, maybe 3/16 and maybe 3/4 inch longer is my hole. Um, Theirs is waxed on the outside. It's got that same white plastic or wax. Yep, the top board is waxed on both sides. It's 2-layer plywood. Mine is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-layer plywood. The different plywood. Got an inner cover, tongue and groove, nailed on the sides. Got little wiggle lines on here. It's waxed on the outside edges. Let's see what my cover looks like. My cover is just a tad taller, just a tad wider. Let's see. Nope, it's my metal. It's the same width, and mine is just maybe a 3/16 inch longer. Mine is about 3/4 inches higher, and mine has metal all the way to the edges. And mine flaps up and down. Mine's not nice and tight like this one is. It's got a queen excluder. It's got like these little plastic pieces, like as if you wanted to break them off, you could. So it sticks out just a hair on the sides. So I guess if you broke them off, then it would not stick out as much. And also, it sticks out on the front and back about 3/8 or 3/16. The queen excluders I like to use. Well, if you broke the little tabs off the side, would be about the same there, and they're about the same that way. The slots are the opposite direction. Let's see if they match up. Looks to be the same size slots as mine. Of course, I buy these. Same size slots, is just less of them. Oh, they got a slotted inner hive entrance cover. I can't tell if that would fit on mine because let's see, where does mine go? in here somewhere. No, it won't fit on mine. Mine is not 3/4 inch high. Mine is 1/2 inch high, so that wouldn't fit, and it won't fit between my rails because my rails are fatter because I don't like them to break. All right, so what else we got in here? Well, if you're curious, in the comments I saw online that this stuff is made in China. It even says it right here. Of course, the boxes I make are made 100% here in the United States because I cut the trees here in the United States. Um, maybe the glue and the nails are from China. Maybe the metal flashings from China, but the wood, the glue, the paint might even be from China, but at least the wood is from America. So they got an inner, a nice veil here. Got a little strap hook here. Go underneath your armpits. Elastic banding. Got an elastic on the inner. It's got a little decorative trim here. I guess if you pop this out, it'll kind of look. I don't know what this is hanging up. It's kind of stiff. Maybe it'll break in. I don't know. I guess you're supposed to tighten this strap inside your hood. Pull this little string here underneath your chin. Well, mine doesn't have one of them. Huh. That way it doesn't fall off your head as much. It loosens up though. So don't tug on it too much. Don't tug on this string here because it comes right loose. Let's see what these do. This is supposed to go under your armpits, I guess. Keep it on you. Mine doesn't have this. I feel like I'm locked in here. Woo! Okay. Hat is not quite fitting on the top of my head. It's kind of small. Doesn't doesn't want to doesn't want to stay there. This seems quite a bit away from my face, so they're not going to sting my face. That's pretty cool. Let's go see what mine looks like. Huh. This has been patched a couple times, and I replaced the entire upper thing. I have a thing on the bottom. This is not the original string because mine broke. See, does mine loosen up? Yeah. See, mine loosens up. This doesn't hold. So it's not the same string that it came with. But this fits more on my head. It fits down in there. But I guess the bees can sting the top of my head that way. So a little smaller, I guess. So we got some other things. We got some high beetle traps. You're supposed to fill them up with the diatomaceous earth or oil. And it looks like you can take it open and clean them out. And I guess they're supposed to sit between your frames. So, and they fit over top of the frame, so you can lock them in there, I guess. So they don't, but they pop up with mine. And actually, this is not mine. This is somebody else made this one. Um, so this is another manufacturer. So it's a little wider. Now let's see if, for example, if they work differently on their boxes. So if I had these out spaced, I think they're designed exactly the same spacing almost, just a little bit wider. Whereas if you did mine, about the same spacing. It's just for fun. See if we can get one of these together. I'll tell you what, these are nice and tight cuts, and they fit very nice. That's snazzy. Not the way mine go together. All right. I'm also seeing that the way they make their frames allows this foundation to be from one end to the other, and it's tight, so it won't slide up and down. Whereas mine got like a 3/8 inch gap on the ends. So let's see if their foundation is any better than mine. See, this is their foundation. Fits just about the same. Let's see what their foundation looks like in their frame. This is my foundation. It's already been drawn out a little bit. So what does theirs look like? Ah, so theirs being a little bit shorter is not as tight. So if you go to use other people's foundation in their frames, they're going to be just a little tight because the length is a little bit shorter. Oh, we got an inner feeder. It's got like a lid with holes in it, made out of plastic, and I guess this isn't so you can take it apart for some reason. I don't know. And that's supposed to fit in your, and it fits in mine because it's made for 3/8 or 3/4, so that'll work. We got a queen cage. Got a little slide in here, so you can keep the candy here. You can punch it out if you want to. Let the queen out. Oh, we've got another inner feeder. This is for a soda bottle. We've got to try that out. Got just enough in there to grab the soda bottle. Very loose, but just enough to grab that soda bottle. The bees can get their sugar water. And you got to make sure that's level. That works. And then we have some pellets for smoking. I use pine straw, so this will be a first. Looks like recycled newspaper wrapped in a little baggie. Looks like 1, 2, 3 layers. Then you have some finely chopped up paper. So now I know where all our recyclables are going. We got 2 of them. Oh, we got a hive. Let's see. These are pointy. That's pretty cool. Looks like sharpened nails. When you get these things for the first time, you got to bend these tabs out with the little pellets inside. I found out if you spread the legs a little bit inside here, you spread the legs on the little table. The table doesn't slide all over the place every time you tip it. So the baffles on mine open just a little bit wider. Mine are about 3/16 inches taller and about 3/16 inches wider. And the lid, let's see if mine is the same. Mine fell off. I don't bother with the hinge. Oh, all right. So their lid is pretty much the same as mine, just a little bit bigger. So you won't be able to use their lid on. Yeah, see, this is going to be looser. You won't be able to use your lid on their thing unless you do some modifications. Very similar on the funnel top. Same type of hinge thing that mine broke off. The same type of tab. Mine welds came off. Mine were spot welded, but this is riveted, so that should hold up better. And same type of screws in the back, the base there. This inner plate looks to be identical. The wire frame looks to be a little bit shorter than mine. Very similar though. Of course, I modified mine so I get longer burns. It's harder to tell if the thing is the right way up. All right. So mine uses pine straw, and you have to work it down there. All right. I like to light it in the back porch. That's how long it took to light that one. Let's see how long it takes to light theirs. Got this little pellet thing in there. Maybe we need two of them in there. We'll put three. Maybe we can do it the way I do mine. Nope. I can't get in there the same. Okay. This is it. All right, so there's pine straw compared to the recycled paper. About the same amount of smoke. Of course, my baffles are ripped out at the top. I need to replace them. All right. What else we got going on in here? Oh, we got a queen marking device with a little spongy pad on it with a stick. Fits in a little tube. Oh, gotta show you mine. Much better than mine. Mine's just a plastic Brad bottle. I've cut some slots in it, and I have a piece of insulation that I got from like typing and stuck it on a piece of a copper. So theirs is just a little bit bigger and much easier to use, I think. It's a little stronger than my flipsy thing. I like theirs. Pretty cool. So I guess you stick them all the way in the very ends. Maybe you gotta stick them up in the air like this. Maybe I have them on the wrong side. Here, one's this side, one's this side. Yeah, look at that. Holds that frame up there nice. Look at that. And you could probably get all the way out to here. Just got to be careful when you get out the width here that it doesn't fall off. I have no idea what this is for. Looks to be like stainless steel. Ooh, got a hive tool. Uh, the wood handle is kind of interesting. If you're gonna go in there and pry up bees, you want the handle on this end, and then this side. That makes logic sense. The handle's in the right spot for that, and I don't know what that's for. Is that for scraping these out? And is this for hanging on the wall? But this seems to be very, very, very fat. So when you're trying to get in the frames, I guess it's progressively fatter. I like mine. I can get way down inside. Yeah, mine looks like this. This style. I like this style. It's kind of stiff.
Rats. I bent it already. I don't know what I did.
So I like it, and it's sharp. Not too sharp that you're gonna cut the hairs off your arm. So that works. What is this thing for? This is for when you do those strings in between the frames, running on the wire, and it does a kinking job. Give you the grabber. That way, when you're wearing gloves, you won't worry about squishing the bees as easy. But you got to hold on to this thing. Don't ever let go. A lot of brood in there. So I like the gloves, welding gloves that I get. Harbor Freight's. I guess they're from China too. But these are much more able to feel things, almost like a cowhide. I mean, pigskin, very thin. I wonder if it'll stop the bees from stinging though. Oh, and we got a clean clip. Don't step on them. Trust me. Well, keep watching, and maybe we'll show you this hive in action.